बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम अस्सलाम वालेकुम आई एम यशाल। आज जो राइटिंग टास्क वन हम करने जा रहे हैं दिस इज़ IELTS academic writing task one and it's a process diagram. Whenever you are given a process diagram like this, if you see this, it is like the diagram illustrate the process that is used to manufacture the bricks for the building industry. We are going to make the bricks. In this diagram we are going to illustrate the process. In this process, how the bricks are being made. This is the process. If you are given a diagram that is about a process, like first process, then second, then third, then fourth, this is the fourth one, then fifth, sixth, then seven. What you have to do, you have to follow the arrows. For example, this is the arrow, it is moving this word, it's mean this is the first step. And you can write here the word first of all. You can also write to begin with. Okay, then uh, this is the second process after the arrow. Then you can use the word then. You can also say at this stage. What you have to do, you have to use the connectors, and connectors with the each process you have to use the connectors. And then if you are writing over here first of all, then what you have to do, you have to write here finally. Okay, you can also write the last step is. And over here, then you can write over here you have written at, here you can write here you wrote then, here we can write after that. And you can also say following this. Then we can write for example, this is the step, we can write the next step is. And here you can write subsequently. You can also write to subsequence with this. And you can use the word later on. And you can also write after which. These are the characters you have to use when you are describing, when you are given such kind of process. Whatever your diagram is, whatever your process is, you can write these connectors with the diagram, and then you would be going for the explanation. You have to follow the arrows, right? This arrow, then this arrow, then this, then this is the process. Don't go like this, and don't go like this. You have to follow the arrow. That is the like number one step. The second thing is that what you have to do, you have to uh, what you have to first of all, you have to rephrase the question. For example, the question is, the diagram illustrate the process that is used to manufacture bricks for the building industry. You can go for like you have to rephrase the question. Then you can go for overview, and then you can go for explanation. These are the three things you have to do over here. And what we can write the diagram illustrates. You can use the synonym over here, like explains, you can use the synonym here. uh, Illustrates, shows, depicts, right? uh, the process, you can write the word here the way. Instead of word process, you can write the way, like that is used to manufacture the bricks, the way in which bricks are made, for which purpose we are going to make the bricks for building industry. Here you can write the word building industry. This is the process in which, this is the way in which building bricks are being made uh, for industry, for the like building industry. Okay, this is the over rephrase the question. Then you have to go for overview. For overview, you have to count how many stages are there: 1 2 3 4 5 6. And these are the six stages. And finally we are going to deliver. This is also the last stage, so we are going to write the seven stages: 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7. Overall there are the seven stages in this process. The first stage over here, that is beginning with the digger, with the digging up the clay, and the last stage is delivery. And you can write here, this process starts with the digging process and ends with the delivery. You can also write, there are the seven stages in this process, beginning with the digging up of the clay over here, and culminating in delivery. Culminating mean like ending in the delivery. You can write like this is overview. Then you have to go for explanation. What, how you would be like doing the explanation? You have to start from here. You can write, first of all, you can write to begin with. You can write to start with. What is here? The clay used to make the bricks is dug up from the ground by the large digger. This is the large digger, and this is the clay. We are going to dig up the clay with the large digger. This is excavator machine, and what they are doing after digging up, they are putting the clay over here. This is the metal grid, and there are the like spaces in the metal grid, and this clay is then being placed onto a metal grid. This is the grid, and what is going to be happen, the small pieces of the clay, they are going to drop over here, and then they would be moving onward with the help of roller. So you can write here, the clay is then placed onto a metal grid, and which is used to break up the clay into the small pieces. Then what is going to be happen, this is the roller. The job of the roller is to assist this process to like move on these smaller pieces of the clay toward the next step. What is happening in the next step? In the next step we have sand plus water. We are going to add the sand in this clay with the water. So water and sand are introduced in this clay, and over here we have the two steps. The one step is like they are projected to mold, then we are going to make the bricks. The second step is like they are subjected to the wire cutter, where the bricks are being cut in that process. So you can write the word either here and there. What we can write here, that is the following step. You can write, then you can write at this stage what is going to be happen, sand and water are added to the clay. The clay is coming from here, and this mixture is turned onto this mixture is turned into bricks. How it is being turned into bricks? By either placing it into mold, like this mixture is being placed into mold, or by sending it through wire cutter. And after that, bricks are over here. They are like ready, but they are not solid bricks. You can here write the word, the next step. You can write the following this, you can write the after that, any like connector you have to use it here. The bricks are placed in an oven to dry for 24 to 28 hours. This is a drying oven. These are the wet bricks, and they are being sent over here, and where the bricks would be dried for 24 to 28 hours for 1 day or for 2 days. Then what you have to do, you can write the next connector subsequently. You can write in the subsequent stage what is going to happen, the bricks go through a heating and cooling process. This is like a cooling chamber, and this is if you see here, this is the like heating chamber. These bricks are being sent here. This is called KILN, kiln. And kiln, this is a heating process where the bricks are being heated up to 200 to 980 degrees centigrade, then 870 to 1300 degrees centigrade. This is the moderate temperature, this is the high temperature. Then for 48 to 72 hours, for 2 to 3 days, they would be put into the cooling chamber. From the cooling chamber, like onward, they would be moving like this. What we can write here, In the subsequent way, you can write subsequently, the bricks go through the heating and cooling process. They are heated in the kiln, like here they are heating at the kiln for up to 200 degree centigrade to 300 degree centigrade in two stages. And then like this is the moderate temperature, this is the high temperature. After that, you can say followed by the cooling process. This is the not cooling process, cooling chamber. You can write, you can also write the cooling process in a chamber for 2 to 3 days for 48 to 72 hours. This is the last step. You can write later on, you can write after which, you can write finally here. It's up to you. The bricks are packed. Finally the bricks are packed and subjected to delivery, and they are delivering to their destinations. This is the like process what you have to do. This the way you have to explain. uh, these are like, we first of all we have to do, we will be going for the rephrase, then we have to go for the overview, then we can go for the explanation. This is all about, it's very simple, it's not complicated. If you follow all these steps, if you follow all the method, whatever the process diagram is given, you can easily do this. And you have to follow these stages. Keep in mind, whatever the arrows are there, you have to follow the arrows. This is the process. You can start from the first of all, you can start with end with the last step. You can start with to begin with. This is the finally. These are the connectors you have to use in the process diagram, and this is the requirement. Now I have prepared a model answer for you. Let me tell you, ये जो हमारा आज का क्वेश्चन है, वी आर कनेक्टिंग वीकली आइट्स मॉक टेस्ट इन रावलपिंडी इस्लामाबाद पाकिस्तान। हर हमारे वीक नहीं तो फोर्टनाइटली हमारे मॉक्स होते हैं, 30 to 35 मॉक्स वी आर गोइंग टू कंडक्ट एवरी ईयर। लास्ट ईयर भी हमारे ऐसे मॉक्स थे, इस दफ़ा फिर हमारे मॉक्स हैं। और आज का जो मेरा मॉक है, दैट इज़ 27 of 2019। और ऑनवर्ड हमारे 4 to 5 मॉक्स भी चलेंगे, बिकॉज दिस इज नवंबर एंड देन वी हैव दिसंबर। थ्री एट लीस्ट 3 मॉक्स आर कंपल्सरी टू मीट द 30, और उससे ज़्यादा भी हो सकते हैं हमारे। I prepared the model answer for my students who came here in this test, और ये मैं आप लोगों से भी शेयर करता जाता हूँ। How you have to do this? First of all, you have to go for the, as I've already told you, first of all you have to rephrase, then overview, then explanation. How we can rephrase the question? In the question you can also like summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons where relevant. हमने वो सारी चीज़ें यहाँ पे कर ली हैं। आंसर जो प्रिपेयर किया गया है ये मैं आप लोगों को दिखाता हूँ। द डायग्राम इलस्ट्रेट द प्रोसेस। आई हैव रिटन हियर द डायग्राम एक्सप्लेन्स द वे, illustrates explain the way in which bricks are made for the building industry। इसी को रिफ्रेज कर दिया है। सेकेंडली मैंने ओवरव्यू दिया है। ओवरव्यू के अंदर ओवरऑल देयर आर द 7 स्टेजेस, जो कि पहले मैं आपको गिनवा चुका हूँ। 7 stages in the process, beginning with the digging up of clay and culminating in delivery. Like we are starting this from here with the digger and we are ending with the delivery। ये कुछ हमने यहाँ पे किया था। then हमने इसको क्या किया कि first of all we have to start from this stage, this one, this one, this one। यहाँ से हम इसको कैसे लिख सकते हैं? जो कि लिखा गया है वो मैं आप लोगों को पढ़ के सुनाता हूँ। This one, to begin you can also write to begin with, you can write firstly, you can write first of all, the clay used to make the bricks is dig up from the ground by the large digger। this is the large digger, इससे हमने dig किया। the clay is then placed onto a metal grate। over here it is placed onto a metal grate which is used to break up the clay into smaller pieces। A roller assist in this process, like they are subjected to smaller pieces. This is a roller and is helping to the next stage. The next stage is, if you see here, this is the following stage. Then what is happening? Following this, Sand and the water are added to the clay. Here you can see sand and water, they are added to the clay, and this mixture is turned into bricks by either placing it into mold or using a wire cutter. Next, these bricks are placed in an oven to dry for 24 to 28 hours, like either through mold or by sending into the wire cutter, and then bricks are subjected to dry oven for 24 to 48 hours for 1 to 2 day. Then इससे जो अगली हमारी स्टेज है उसके अंदर लिखा है कि in the subsequent stage the bricks go through the heating and cooling process. This is the heating process and this is the cooling process. They are heated in a kiln at a moderate and then a high temperature ranging from 200 degrees centigrade to 1300 degrees centigrade, followed by a cooling process in a chamber for 2 to 3 days. Then finally bricks are packed and delivered to their destinations. Over here, like for 2 to 3 days, this is heating process, this is cooling process. Finally they are being packed and subjected to the destination or being delivered here. This is the way to do the writing process diagram in your academic writing task 1. This is for academic writing task 1 for uh, uh, task 1, not for general training. This is for academic. आपको डिफरेंट किस्म के क्वेश्चंस दिए जाते हैं. लाइन ग्राफ होता है, बार चार्ट होता है, समटाइम पाई चार्ट होता है, टेबल होता है, कंपैरिजन करना होता है, कभी समटाइम मैप्स दे देते हैं या इस तरह का आपको कोई प्रोसेस डायग्राम दे देते हैं. तो ये इसको करने का तरीका है. इफ़ यू वांट टू लर्न मोर यू कैन विजिट आवर फेसबुक पेज, दैट इज़ आइल्स विद यशाल. अगर आपने अभी तक हमारा पेज लाइक नहीं किया तो पेज को लाइक ज़रूर कीजिएगा, हमें फॉलो कीजिएगा. यू कैन ऑल्सो फॉलो अस ऑन यूट्यूब, दैट इज़ आइल्स विद यशाल, और उसको भी ज़रूर सब्सक्राइब कीजिएगा. बेल आइकन को ज़रूर प्रेस कीजिएगा ताकि हमारी हर आने वाली वीडियो से आप मुस्तफ़ीद हो सकें. थैंक यू सो मच. अगर आपकी कोई फ़ीडबैक है तो कमेंट्स में ज़रूर लिखिएगा. क्या ये वीडियो आपके लिए हेल्पफुल थी? अगर आपके लिए हेल्पफुल है और आपके दोस्त भी प्रिपेयर कर रहे हैं आइल्स तो उनके साथ भी ज़रूर शेयर कीजिएगा. थैंक यू सो मच. टेक केयर. यशाल विशेज़ यू ऑल द बेस्ट. अल्लाह हाफिज़. अस्सलाम वालेकुम.